MediaTech Ventures Community Spotlight brought to you by Insperity, powerful HR solutions with exceptional follow-through. HR that makes a difference. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello. I'm John Zazzaro, president and co-founder of MediaTech Ventures with the one and only not that Moby from the Fire Show. He's done incredible work in the Central Texas region, all the way from Pakistan. I can't tell you how much I keep learning from this guy, whether that's creating content, whether that's doing, live Facebook feeds, kind of recognizing your fear to producing content, all around content guru almost, right? You're on your way there. Moby, how are you?
I'm good, my man. Good to see you. Good to be here.
Awesome. So this is the first ever, actually. So you're the number one on the community spotlights that we're going to be doing, as our community that we serve is really interested to learn more about the people that are in the community. So we're really excited to do this because it's something that we're really passionate about in MediaTech Ventures anyway. So can you give us a little bit of background on yourself and how you came into the world of content and content marketing?
Yeah, the U.S. government, basically. I was forced by the U.S. government.
Okay.
Yeah, the government. Where all entrepreneurship dreams start. The government. I was on a visa in the U.S. and I was working at Dell after 4 years of college, and I wanted to start a business. And I was like, okay, I have a day job at Dell and I'm making money. I can fund my side hustle and grow that, the whole startup side hustle dream. And I called a lawyer up. Well, first off, I had an idea. I started working on it. I had some advisors, and I called the lawyer just to make sure, just to keep everything above board. And I paid her $250, and we hopped on a call, and she told me, shut up and wait for your green card.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, she's not like that, but that's an exaggeration. It's better for the story, John.
Did you still pay her, though?
I think I was late. I hope I paid her.
We're going to find out when she sees this video.
Exactly. And then it was, so I was working at Dell, and I still had 3, 4, 5 years until the green card. So I started the only thing in entrepreneurship I could do, which was making content about it by interviewing people on a podcast. And that was the start of podcasting, live streaming, hosting.
Yeah, but hold on a second. Like you said, the only thing an entrepreneur can do, podcasting, interviewing, that's a really big, bold statement. What do you like?
The only
entrepreneurs don't do that.
Entrepreneurship that I could do.
Got it.
Of course not. Fuck no.
Well, to be honest, you say that, but it is something that every entrepreneur should be doing, right? And arguably, every company is a media company, right?
Very true. It helps you get attention, it helps you market, it helps you understand your customers more, have more conversations, learn to be a better marketer, 100%.
But why? So, out of all the content you could have been making, right? I mean, you could do videos yourself. There's podcasting, there's how-to, right? There's, you could be blogging. What was it about podcasting that really did it for you? Because that's really where you started, right?
Yeah. I was afraid of video. It was like, when I had this idea, I was basically in my kitchen waiting for some chicken to be cooked pretty badly. And I was listening to Tim Ferriss' podcast, and I was listening to number one. The sound quality was shit. He was a horrible host, and they got drunk in the middle of the interview. And I was like, I could do that. That's easy. And I just was like, podcasting. Yeah, let's do it. And honestly, I was prepared to put my face up there, but podcasting seemed like I could interview people for a podcast and it would work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and get to learn from people. That was a big thing.
So you've been doing this now for quite some time. Can you talk a little bit about the evolution of you as a contentpreneur, if you will? You started in podcasting, right? You got into the video blogging. Now I can't log on to Facebook without seeing a video, or Instagram without seeing one of your videos. What was like the time frame from when you started to where you are now? Talk a little bit about that journey and some of the aha moments that you had.
Oh, great question, dude. So, one of the first points was when I was trying to live stream a podcast interview, because I was like, oh, people are doing that, I should do it too. Mm-hmm. And I was with the guest and I was like, we're going to live stream. My hands were shaking. I was scared. And he's like, okay. And I was like, why is he so confident? And I'm not. And we turned on the interview. the live stream, and I was like, what are people going to think? What if people think I'm stupid? What if people think it's a stupid topic? What if people don't care? What if people see that people don't care? And and I was so nervous. I shut down the interview in like 5 minutes because I was like so overwhelmed. But over time, it just live stream became a big avenue, and I used to do things on purpose that would make me feel like, should I be doing this just to get more confident? For example, I assembled a whole sofa in my apartment for an hour on a live stream, not because of attention. Yeah, because I was like, that's stupid. Let's do it. And
this is America.
Yeah, this is America. Exactly. And then, so, I've been making content about my green card thing. One of the big things is owning your story. A lot of people told me to do it, so I started that. But when I got the green card and I posted about it, there were like, a few hundred comments saying, congratulations, woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. Guns, beer, America, woo. But one comment said, oh, thank God, you kept us going like a soap opera. And I was like, boom. Like, you can make content around building a business and that journey and make it a soap opera so that people become invested. Not like actual soap opera, but like
right, yeah.
Show
you
your
don't have
journey.
like 3 girlfriends and they all catch you with the other girlfriend, right? I mean, it's not. I mean, maybe. Exactly. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what kind of business you're starting, but who knows?
It's a media. It's not that kind of media company yet. Who knows?
Oh my God. Oh goodness. So throughout that journey, right? Like what were some stark realizations for you, right? Like maybe some myths that were truth, not true, right? Like in this whole process to where you are now.
Yeah. First off, you don't have to be good to make content. That's just true. Like, you don't have to be good at it to start. That's one of the biggest things that stops people, especially successful people, because they have respect and they have authority. But when they think about like, I'm going to put my face out there on a video and if it's not going to be good, I'm going to look like an idiot.
Right.
That's something that stops people all the time. Because they're like, I'm too successful to fail publicly. And, like, what are you going to do? Like, pay a videographer $1,000 and make it, or make it your own? I find that to be the biggest obstacle stopping people. Their perfectionism is going to kill them. And no one remembers my sucky videos. You remember the live stream one, sure, but that's weird.
Well, to be honest, I only remember it because you brought it up, right? Like, and I remember like watching you do it, going, cool. Like he's assembling IKEA stuff. I hope he.
Yeah. Wait.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's true though, right? Like analysis paralysis. People feel that all the time, and I think especially making content. They always talk about the statistic of, people prefer death over public speaking, right? Like there's those statistics that are stark realizations and just really resonating with individuals. What are some tips? What are some tips that you can give to people that are thinking about making content that, again, even watching this video, they're still like scared out of their mind, right? What should they think about when they're first hitting the record button, or are there some tips and recommendations that you can give them?
Yeah, I would record every day and not push it out for like a week or 2 or 3. Like, make videos, but don't make them for the sake of pushing it out. Because one thing that stops us is you record a video and you look at it and you're like, oh, this looks stupid. What will people think? Don't push it out yet. I'll tell you a story. So, remember when I started wearing suspenders?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I bought suspenders, I really wanted to do it, but I was afraid of what people would think. So I bought them, and the first week I wore them under my shirt. No one knew it except me. I was hiding, but I was like getting comfortable. And then they were black. So the next week I wore them over black suspenders. And that was like, oh, a lot of people won't notice. And then I wore them over a white shirt. And every day I would just be able to process my feelings of like, okay, this is weird, but I'm doing it. And over time I graduated to like red suspenders on black shirts and all black. And the red was the big thing with matching red socks. And I got over that fear by just processing it. So I think making small videos or going on Instagram stories just to put your face out there, and that being the start, so you can process those feelings of like, what will people think when, and you eventually get over it.
But should it just be about anything though? Like, should you have a
No.
purpose, right? Should you focus on, a topic or a thing that you believe in, or, let's say that I just want to make content. Maybe I'm not even an entrepreneur, right? And it's something I care about, right? I mean, you don't have to have a company to make content, right? So, are there things that, like, when you were first doing it, that you focused on that helped you kind of get above the analysis paralysis because it was a topic or it was a subject you knew about, like stuff like that?
Yeah. So I look at it in terms of two things. There's look content, which is look what I'm doing, and like how-to content. I didn't start with how-to content. Now I'm making a lot more how-to content. But look content to me is like, look, I just recorded a podcast. Look, I just bought this car. Look, we just started a company. Look, here's our new product. Look, we just did a demo. Look, here's our new customer. That in the start is really good. Whatever you're doing, if you're like a vegan who likes fake houseplants, and you just want to make content about that, be like, look, I bought a fake houseplant. Look, it's dying. Why is it dying? Look, why is it dying? It's plastic. Anyway, but like,
are you vegan?
No.
Oh, you made the comment with the houseplant. I thought that was like a self. Anyway, but you do like oatmeal and Diet Coke, so that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, well, oatmeal. Okay.
Okay, so when it comes to when people think about Moby, right? When people think about you, what do you want them? What do you want them to think?
Oh God, that guy deserves my money. I should really oh God, that guy's the most. No, honestly, yeah. I'm still on the journey of finding out that exact thing, but I like to think of it as I'm the guy you can call when you're sick and tired of being afraid to be on video and you want some help doing it. That's what I'm doing. I think that might change in like 6 days or 6 months or 6 years, but that's where we're positioning ourselves, because we either educate now with the company, we either educate people through an 8-week bootcamp or we do it for them. So anybody who's like, I don't have the time or I don't know how to make videos, we can help. That's,
So the obviously people can reach out to you and there's they can hire you to make content on their behalf or with them or for them or whatever. But these boot camps, are they every quarter or is it once in a while? Give us a sense of the timeline that they can be involved.
So the boot camp started because I wanted to help people make more content.
Yeah.
And in 2019, I made a course about it.
Yep.
I got 24 people signed up, paid me money. And I think the completion rate was like the industry average, which is below 10%. And I would meet people who would bought the course and I was like, hey, did you finish it? They're like, no. I'm like, why? What's wrong? Like, what's happening? And so like, I figured out my modules were too long. I was giving too much information versus building a skill. So now this bootcamp is live. We're teaching something similar. And we rolled out a beta cohort just to test it out, 6 weeks. And now we're increasing the price every single time. But now it's an 8-week live session only program in which you help people make their videos and stuff. We don't know the right schedule. Maybe it's once a quarter. Maybe it's 5 times a year. We don't know.
So you're still figuring that out now.
Yeah.
Got it.
This is not a finished product at all.
Well, you look great.
Thanks. I just took a shower.
Well, I can't smell you, but I'm sure you smell great too. That wasn't awkward at all. So when it comes to like, if you had a superpower, what would that superpower be?
If I were to get one?
Yeah. If you had any superpower in the world, what would that superpower be?
People want to give me their money. And
oh
why
my
am I
God.
Like what? I don't need to be invisible. I don't need to fly. I just need my business to do well. Maybe that's not a great answer for an interview, but like honestly,
hey,
that would just make my life easier.
That a money magnet, money magneto. We'll figure something out there.
I'm not going to steal from people, but like they want to give me that in exchange for value. Yeah, that would be my superpower. World's best salesman.
World's best. There you go. There you go. So that's actually a very obtainable, realistic superpower. So good on you. It's not, it's not too far out there. It's unrealistic, right? Like,
that's true.
I love that. How do people get a hold of you? Like, what's the best way to interact with you, to get a hold of you, to find out more about what Moby's up to?
Don't make eye contact first.
Don't sit on your lap by Bob. Yeah, we're not going to get into that in this one.
No, like Instagram and not that Moby, LinkedIn at not that LinkedIn /r/ Moby, fireshowmedia.com, Moby at thefireshow.com. My address is, I'm kidding.
I don't know where that is, but sounds interesting. So are like, when it comes to, are you still doing Fire Show? Are you still interviewing people? Is that kind of on hiatus now? What's the scoop there?
Yeah, definitely the hiatus. Like, I don't know where to take it now. Because I don't want to interview entrepreneurs about the same thing again. So, and we're going in a very different direction. Our first focus was startups.
Yeah.
Startups don't have money.
Yeah.
And now we're going towards more established companies and more successful solopreneurs. Excuse me, the Diet Coke. And yeah.
That's probably the combination of Diet Coke and oatmeal. I'm just giving you shit.
You really something against oatmeal.
I know I've got nothing against either of those, but together I've never experienced that. So it's new for me, right? This it's all very new and exciting, all wrapped up in a really weird experience. So what's the next 6 to 12 months look like for you? Like, where do you, so actually, you know what, before you answer that, what do you want to be when you grow up?
God damn it, John. Comfortable, and comfortable in the way that rich people talk about their money. Oh yeah, we're comfortable. That's it. Like, I just saw Crazy Rich Asians. Have you seen Crazy Rich Asians?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, when the girl asked the guy, "Hey, is your family rich?" and he's like, "Oh, we're comfortable."
We're comfortable.
I want to get to that point. There was one point where I could have said, "Oh, I want to be happy, but I'm happy doing this. What's going to change?"
Yeah.
Right. Just getting some revenue and having a company, that's good enough for me. I keep my standards low, but realistic.
You have to, right? I mean, like, it's most people, I mean, it's very similar to the music industry. Most people look at the final product, right? Not the journey getting there, right? Like, and whether that's the entrepreneurs they look up to, the musicians, the artists that they look up to, they didn't realize that, that artist was grinding and cutting the lawn of their neighbors' houses for 10 years before they finally got a break, right? Like, and they just kept at it and kept at it and kept at it. So it's really interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think that's two things that every entrepreneur aspires to do, is just, be able to make a living off what I love to do at the end of the day, while solving problems, obviously, right? Like, we thrive off of problem solving. That's why we're entrepreneurs to begin with, right? And so what are some good resources that you would recommend for people to either read, books, people in particular that they should follow? Obviously, besides yourself, you already gave that information. Are there some other people that you follow? Are there some books, some blogs that they should follow as well?
My favorite two books have nothing to do with content, but it's Traction. Actually, both Tractions are pretty good. One about marketing and the other one about operations.
Yeah.
And third book is the E-Myth, because I think it's like you said that, right? Which is making a living doing what I love to do. When you go into making a living doing what you love to do, you still have to manage a business, get revenue, manage operations. And that part people forget. And that's what's going to scale the company. I'm having to learn that through very painful experiences, like track everything, right? Have an operation system, have documentation, and that's fairly new. So I would recommend those three books: Traction, and E-Myth. Outside of that, I don't know, spend more time with your friends and family. Yeah.
That's true though, right? That's true though. Time is something that you can never get back. But we as entrepreneurs, we tend to give a lot of, right? Any podcasts in particular that you listen to that you really enjoy?
I'm really into the whole ClickFunnels world. I enjoy
know
that.
you are.
I think some of them are complete snake oilsmen, but like, there's Russell Brunson's podcast, and then Stephen Larson just launched a new podcast called Launch for Profit, where he takes the marketing principles by like P.D. Barnum and these old dead marketers who were super successful and translates them into new age, what you can do on the internet. And I find that super fascinating, because all he does is tell stories, and he's just a very dramatic dude, which I like.
I love it. I love it. So before we wrap up, is there one thing that you want to give advice-wise to people out there that are watching you now, watching this video, on their content aspirations?
Yeah. that one line which I heard, which is no one regrets making content 2 years ago.
Amen to that, brother. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this wraps up our first ever community highlight with Moby, not that Moby, but he is a Moby. Moby. Thank you so much, brother. Good having you. And of course, I'll talk to you later in the week or something like that.